hello, sweetheart. So we are finally ready to come to you with our open hearts, and it's our hope that you are going to welcome us, and we welcome you to enjoy this first conversation.
Come join us, show your sweat, show your sweat.
Welcome to episode 1 of the Coming For You podcast. My name is Maximiliana.
And my name is Tracy. So guys, I'm just telling you that I'm bilingual.
Yeah.
So I speak French and English, mostly French fluently though. But I've been improving my English since I've came to Europe. So hopefully I'm being understandable to you guys. I don't know if that's the proper word or the proper way to say it, but hopefully I am. So I can't wait to speak to you with a little bit of French, so that maybe you can learn a few words as well. And whenever you'll be going to France, and you'll just be able to pop out a few French words, and they would be so happy about it.
Yeah,
okay.
Just like me now, how I can pop out a French words just because I've been a friend of yours. Yeah. So now, would you mind popping up a French word right now? Is it? Welcome our Coming For You podcast listeners. I mean, we believe that we might have listeners bilingual like us.
Yeah, exactly. Alors, bienvenue à tous dans notre nouveau podcast. J'espère vraiment que vous allez adorer. Et so, Max, I know you do speak another language as well. So why don't you just say a few words in your own language?
To my Swahili listeners, karibuni sana katika episode yetu ya kwanza ya podcast yetu mpya ambayo naifanya mimi na rafiki yangu Tracy, ambaye tumekutana huku, na podcast yetu itakuwa inazungumzia masuala mbalimbali ya mtindo wa maisha. Tutakuwa tunaongea mambo ya burudani, tutakuwa tunaongea mambo ya mahusiano, tutakuwa tunaongea mambo ya utamaduni na mambo mengine kadha wa kadha.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to talk a little bit about our current lifestyle and how we go about our everyday life, how it is actually impacting our way of living and the people around us. So I think everybody will be able to relate to this, and we will have so much fun.
I hope so. Absolutely. We are looking forward to have so much fun, because we believe that it's important that we touch the issues of lifestyle, because who are we without a lifestyle? Like, who are we? But Tracy, if I'm to ask you, or if someone is listening to us and they are wondering what lifestyle is, what would you say lifestyle is?
I think for me the concept of lifestyle is how you go about your life every day. Whether you have a routine, what you like to do, what are the things that you enjoy doing every day, or what you might not be enjoying but you still have to do it. Whether you do a sport or not, whether you're watching TV or anything that you do in your everyday life, your style of working, whether from home or you're going to an office, the way you go to work and everything, all these make up your lifestyle, the way you want it to be or not. Sometimes it's possible that you want a certain type of lifestyle, but you can't afford to do that type of lifestyle, or you can also get influenced by certain lifestyle from other people, other societies, but you might not be able to afford this type of lifestyle because of your current situations or your family background or anything. So it really depends on what you can afford to do or what you want to do. Yeah. So it's kind of a broad concept.
Yeah, I quite agree. I absolutely agree with the concept, and you just explained it very well, Tracy, about lifestyle. And while you were explaining, I was just thinking to myself, like, now I know majority of people now are doing their work hybrid style, and that is a new lifestyle that has emerged. I think it's due to coronavirus, but in addition to that, I think our totality way of life, our culture, I think is just another way of explaining lifestyle, for example. And in my opinion, I would say that I think lifestyle would differ from culture to culture, and also from even our geographical location, you know. Like, if you live from the far north, if you live from Africa, if you are living in Europe, if you are living in Asia, like, your lifestyle is going to be different. also our lifestyle can be changed, for example, due to seasons of the year. For example, like the season of winter, people would have different lifestyle during winter. The way they dress will be different, and their life is going to be impacted. If you can't afford to, for example, heat your house, for example, during winter, it means your lifestyle is going to be affected in one way or another. And maybe seasons like spring or summer, for example, we see like in some part of the world where summer is very warm and very hot, you need to have that kind of lifestyle that is going to support you, like lifestyle that is going to go hand in hand with a particular season that is in that particular year. We do not have a monopoly of the meaning of lifestyle. As we said, it's very broad, but in this podcast we are also going to be discussing about relationships, love, career. We are going to discuss about entertainment. We are going to discuss about
human development, human psychology.
Yes, science.
Exactly.
Are we not scientists?
We are. I am. I know I am. I don't know if you are, but I know I am. I doubt that you are, though.
Oh my God, you doubt that I'm a scientist? Okay. I used to like science subjects in school. Shout out to my best friend Lois Victor Angela. We used to love studying biology, physics, chemistry, but she would do very good. My best friend now, she's a nutritionist. So yeah, she used to like biology a lot. I used to like biology too, but I don't know what
happened to you then?
Oh my God.
You lost all your senses.
Leave me alone. We are calling our podcast Coming For You because we feel the need for us as people to come for one another, you know, because there has been instances in my life where I feel like, oh my God, I need help, you know. I need help in my career. I need help in my studies. I need help maybe finishing a certain task that I'm supposed to be finishing. And so other things that are very important for us, and I really wish for people to come for me, is just our daily life, our normal life. Sometimes I wish for people to come for me with a salary and just like give it to me.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why we just thought that, okay, there is a need for us to tell people that they're absolutely fine. They are fine, and this life is life just the way it is. So I think our main question in our podcast will be like, how does your current lifestyle impact you and the people around you? And what do you think you should change? And what inspires you to change? Moving forward, we hope that our listeners are going to enjoy our podcast, because we believe that we are going to save people's time. They're just going to be listening to our voices. We are not necessarily going to tell people to view our videos and stuff like that. So they are going to be very flexible to listen to us. Whether you are working on your laptop or in your farm, whether you are just commuting to work, you are just having your earphones on and listening to, you can use your phone to listen to our podcast. And we are going to be in all podcast platforms like Spotify. You're going to find us in YouTube, and we currently open our new Instagram account where you are going to be finding our, you know, some of our hints of our podcast. And so we hope that is going to help you save time, so you don't necessarily have to stop what you are doing so that you can listen to our podcast.
I would agree. So follow us for more episodes.
Yeah. All right. So Tracy, what do you think is going to be of the value of in our podcast generally?
I think because we're kind of normal people living a normal life, more or less, people will be able to relate to us, to our lives, and how we go about our daily activities, and that's what's gonna make it interesting and inspiring maybe for some. So hopefully it will, and we're just looking forward to get more and more of you coming for us, and we'll be coming for you.
Yes, exactly.
So,
yeah. I agree with you, Tracy, that we are building this podcast by truth and honesty, so that we are able to bring authentic content to people. You know, we are not necessarily going to be talking about things that are non-existent. You know, we are going to talk about the things that we experience in our real life. You know, we really appreciate our humble beginning and acknowledge that there might not be anybody listening to us, given the fact that we are just starting. But if you are listening to us now, know that we really, really, really appreciate it. Yeah.
I think we do have a few surprises for our listeners, right, Max?
Yes, we do.
What would you say?
What? Did I promise anything?
You did.
So we also plan to be very consistent in our podcast, and we plan to do this weekly, and we really value the power of consistency. Unless something happens and it's not in our control, not that we are promising, but this is who we really are in real life. Like we really are consistent in everything that we do. I personally, I am very consistent in in my work. I am very consistent in my friendship, in my relationships with people. If you are my friend and I have you in my heart, you know that I'm very consistent with you. Yeah, and I'm very vocal in how I feel about people and things, and even if I change, I will tell you that I've changed. And so in our podcast, we also try to be like that. We are consistent, and we are going to try to maintain that.
I think it's also important for us to tell you guys how we met, Max and I, and how we became very good friends.
Absolutely.
Because she's my best buddy here in Ireland. Okay, she's my best lady, if I can say. Yeah, and she's just crazy, and I love her so much.
I disagree.
What do you mean?
I'm not crazy. I'm sane. Oh my God, Tracy, you are also my best friend, and you know how much I love you, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So, in a nutshell, I think Tracy and I met. You will also explain in what you recall. But when we met. When did we first
came to study? We came to study in Ireland under the same scholarship. So we ended up being roommates, flatmates, and that's how we met. And when you just started meeting new people, you come from a different country, different backgrounds. It's kind of difficult to just get to know people at the start, but eventually you become acquainted to them, you become acquainted to their routines, to their ways of living, and that's how you can relate to them and become close to them eventually. And you found common backgrounds to certain stuff, and that's where it becomes interesting and pretty, because you just found common grounds and you just start liking each other for who they are really, and in the messy stuff and the most stupidest thing ever, that's what you're gonna learn about each other. So I think that's why I just love Max for who she is, and she's just a beautiful soul, and I just like her craziness.
Oh my God. That's very interesting how you explain. I also, do you know that I remember the day I came? I think I was coming back from London. Do you remember? I went to the UK.
Yeah.
And then I came back and I had COVID.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And I was so scared. Was it the first time? Yeah, I think.
Because then you stayed in your room and we couldn't meet because you had COVID eventually.
Yeah.
And then we ended up meeting a few days. You felt better and you came up to the kitchen to get some food prepared for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's where we met. And I remember this day I made chicken, honey glazed chicken with potatoes, I think, and that's the first time we met in the kitchen, and I offered you some food and we had dinner together, and then we started talking, and this is where it all started, guys.
Yeah, just to let our beautiful sweethearts know that the dinner was amazing. Like, that chicken was fantastic. I was like, oh my God, I never enjoyed such a beautiful dinner after being sick for a long time. I had COVID, guys, just to let you know. I thought I was gonna die, but here I am, surviving. So yes, and then we started to discuss about how it went, my trip to London, and how crazy it was. But anyway, it was beautiful in one way or another. I just had to stay inside because right after I reached the UK, I discovered that I had COVID. So I didn't go anywhere. I didn't, I was just in one room and, spending long time bathing and just staying in a bathtub for a long time. And I was like, God, please don't take me. Yeah, God is good. That's how we met Tracy. And we eventually clicked a lot. For me, I would say my meeting Tracy was such a serendipity. Like, I felt like we just met at the right time, in the right way, and we were just right people to just meet, like right people to be friends. And it felt so right to just be close to Tracy, talking to her, like, talking to you. It felt so monumental every step of the way. We connected in ways that we never thought we would.
Because we like teasing each other. That's why.
No,
Guys.
I do think that that's the only thing. It's like my survival mechanism, because I know we spend a lot of time studying, and things can get very serious out here. Like life out here is not quite, as people think it is. We are just we are extremely busy. So like sometimes when we meet in the laundry, like when we meet in the kitchen, when we meet in our rooms, we just want to make noise. We just want to laugh.
We just want to blow off some steam, guys. Really.
Yeah.
It just feels so natural, so fun to just be able to chat, like just to be ourselves. Not to be able to think about life's pressures or school pressure or anything. It's just being together as friends, teasing each other, making jokes, and Max teaching me how to cook an egg. Right, Max?
Oh my God, just to let our CFI sweethearts that this lady right here cannot, I think it's quite a joke. It's a very joke that I like to use, and it touches a base on what we want to discuss in the podcast about lifestyle. Cooking is part of our lifestyle, all right? And the way you cook an egg, to me, was very foreign. It was so shocking to see you frying it. You use like half a liter of oil to fry an egg. Like, it was so shocking for me. I like to just like make an omelette, but you don't do that like that. You just put a lot of oil in a pan, and then you just crack the egg in it. I'm like, no, this is not how I cook an egg. This is absolutely how I cook chips, potato chips. So that's why I'm saying that it's different from how I used to cook. So we just shared a lot in kitchen, like showing each other how we cook different food. I know like too much of salt and too much of sugar is not needed in our body. But where I come from, we eat, like, I put sugar on my tea. To be honest, to me it's very basic, and I really need it. I can't have tea without sugar. But it was so different for you.
No, it isn't actually. Back home as well, everybody used to put sugar in their teas or coffees or anything. It's just that my kind of lifestyle is I prefer not to take sugar. It's like I've been used to not taking sugar in all my stuff, apart from cakes, of course. But anyway, I just like it that way. So it's just your choice. Like, it's a choice of lifestyle as we're speaking about it. So it's not about where I come from, because back home as well, as I'm saying, everybody can put sugar in their tea, but I don't like it. So that's different.
Yeah, like, to me, to be honest, I was saying where I come from, because I'm coming from the northern of Tanzania, a region called Kilimanjaro. It can be very cold. Most of the time it's cold in some parts of Arusha and Kilimanjaro. So for us in the north, having a bit of sugar in the house is a basic need. Like, you need that sugar so that at least you're able to make tea to warm yourself. To me, growing up, having tea was very important. So that is the lifestyle I grew up in, knowing and recognizing that sugar is very important. And now that we're discussing about lifestyle and how it can impact us, that I would now say that sometimes we must change that way of life so that we are safe, because too much of a sugar is harmful, so now that I know that, I try to reduce my sugar intake. What other things did we learn about each other? We managed
to know a lot about you, actually. That you put salt and oil in your rice, which is outrageous for me. It's just outrageous. Where I come from, we don't put anything in our rice. It's just rice and water, and we eat the rice as it is, because it's healthy and it's better.
Oh my God! What? No, wait. It does not taste better for me. Oh my God!
Say that. You eat the same thing with the maize meal that you were telling me last time. It's basically the same. It's without sugar, it's without salt, it's without oil. So you can eat rice without all this stuff, and it just tastes as good with the side dish on the side. So
yeah, but it all comes from how we were used to cooking, you know. Like I'm used to, like we are used to. I put a little bit of oil in my rice and a little bit of salt in my rice. I mean, I can even eat it without any side dish, without any sauce, I suppose. If it has a little bit of oil and a little bit of salt. But I don't know how you guys enjoy such kind of thing. But anyway, I know that as you said, it's a healthy way of cooking rice. But what can I say? That's how I like to enjoy my rice.
Do you remember the days we started jogging, like just to be able to feel better, to get the stress out of us, and yeah, just to spend some time together as well? It was a good thing to do, I think, and I think we should start again.
Yeah, talk about starting again.
Yeah.
I actually started like doing some steps, just taken a challenge of doing like 15,000 steps a day. Yesterday I managed to do, I mean this week I've been doing good. Like I'm trying to do better nowadays. Yeah, and we connected a lot doing the jogging. We could be speaking and we could be making stories while running. It was monumental. I loved it. I really did. Yeah. So guys, we are coming at the end of our first episode. We hope that you really enjoyed listening to us, and we are going to come for you with a valuable enough conversation to share with you, our CFI sweethearts, and this is the standard that we are looking forward to maintain. And this podcast, in our opinion, is a number one podcast in our own world. Number one. Say it again.
Number one.
Yeah. Yes, guys. So this is number one podcast in our own world, and we are looking forward to inviting you, our CFI sweetheart, to enjoy it with us. Ciao.
Ciao. See you, sweetheart.
See you soon, our CFI sweetheart.
We got no money, but always we happy. We show our swag everywhere we party. Come join us, show your swag, because nobody does better like us.